The crystal chandelier cast dancing shadows across the marble floor of the Ritz-Carlton ballroom as I watched Marcus Blackwell dismiss me for the fourth time that evening. His diamond cufflinks caught the light as he gestured grandly, introducing my sister's new mother-in-law to his circle of wealthy associates. "Meet Catherine Sterling, CEO of Sterling Enterprises," he announced with practiced charm. His eyes swept past me like I was invisible furniture, standing just 3 feet away in my modest black dress. My phone buzzed against my clutch. Another notification from Blackwell Industries' acquisition team. Final offer increased to $23.8 million for Phoenix Systems purchase. Response required within 48 hours. The irony tasted bitter as champagne. For 8 months, this man had been desperately trying to buy my tech empire, sending increasingly frantic emails about market dominance. He had absolutely no idea that the nobody he kept ignoring held the keys to his company's survival. "My name is Sophia Chen, and I'm 34 years old." What Marcus Blackwell didn't know was that I had secretly orchestrated tonight's events. In exactly 15 minutes, according to the modified wedding program I'd arranged with the venue coordinator, I would deliver an impromptu speech that would shatter his entire worldview. The journey to this moment began 12 years ago when everything collapsed. I was 22, racing home from graduate school after receiving the devastating call. Our parents had died in a car accident, leaving me responsible for 16-year-old Emma and crushing medical debt nobody knew existed. Our extended family had vanished into their comfortable lives, leaving us completely alone in our grief. I abandoned my PhD program immediately. For the next 4 years I worked 3 jobs simultaneously. Data entry at dawn, coding freelance projects during lunch breaks, and bartending until midnight. Every decision filtered through one question: will this keep Emma safe? I slept 4 hours nightly on our apartment's lumpy couch while Emma took the bedroom. Watching her graduate high school with honors, seeing her start college debt-free, those victories made every sacrifice worthwhile. During those exhausting years, my former classmate Derek approached me with an ambitious idea: automating back-end systems for major corporations. We built Phoenix Systems in stolen hours between midnight and sunrise, coding on borrowed laptops connected to coffee shop Wi-Fi. Through market crashes, failed partnerships, and months surviving on instant noodles, we persisted relentlessly. Now, our platform processes financial transactions for 70% of Fortune 500 companies, including Blackwell Industries. Derek became our public face while I remained deliberately anonymous, preferring shadows to spotlights. This invisibility wasn't accidental. It was strategic warfare. When people underestimate you completely, they reveal their true nature without filters. Marcus discovered this principle tonight when Emma introduced us at the engagement dinner 6 months earlier. "What exactly do you do?" he'd asked dismissively, barely glancing up from his lobster thermidor. "Technology consulting," I'd answered truthfully but incompletely. His interest evaporated instantly, attention shifting to more valuable conversations. That dismissal revealed everything about his character. The microphone feedback pierced through ballroom chatter, drawing my focus back to the present moment. "We have a surprise speaker tonight," the wedding coordinator announced with practiced enthusiasm. "Please welcome the bride's sister, Sophia Chen." I smoothed my dress and approached the stage, catching Emma's bewildered expression. This definitely wasn't on her approved program. Marcus turned sharply, his jaw tightening with obvious irritation at this unexpected interruption to his networking schedule. "Good evening, everyone," I began, voice steady despite adrenaline flooding my system. "For those who don't know me, I'm Sophia, Emma's older sister and guardian." I paused deliberately, watching Marcus's face remain dismissively blank, clearly waiting for this unremarkable speech to end quickly. When our parents died unexpectedly, I became Emma's sole protector. I was 22 years old. She was 16. We had no family support, no financial safety net, no backup plan. The ballroom atmosphere shifted perceptibly. Conversations halted mid-sentence. Champagne glasses lowered slowly. I worked multiple jobs while finishing my education, sleeping maybe 4 hours nightly for years straight. My gaze locked directly onto Marcus's face. During those challenging years, I also co-founded a technology company with my brilliant partner Derek Williams over there. Marcus's posture changed subtly, a new alertness flickering in his calculating eyes. Some of you might recognize our platform, Phoenix Systems. We handle critical back-end operations for companies requiring seamless processing architecture. I watched recognition dawn slowly across Marcus's features as understanding crept in, including Blackwell Industries, which has been aggressively attempting to acquire our company for the past 8 months. Marcus's champagne glass tilted dangerously in his suddenly trembling hand. Surprised murmurs rippled through the distinguished guests. However, I didn't come here tonight to discuss business acquisitions, I continued, voice softening as I turned toward Emma and James. I came to celebrate my incredible sister finding someone who truly sees her, recognizes her extraordinary worth, and loves her unconditionally. Emma was crying now. Tears of surprise, understanding, and overwhelming pride. Because the most valuable thing in this world isn't your stock portfolio, your impressive title, or your social connections. It's recognizing genuine worth in people before someone else announces their credentials publicly. Marcus stared directly at me now, his complexion ashen, jaw clenched with barely contained shock. To Emma and James, I raised my glass triumphantly. May you always see each other clearly, even when everyone else is looking elsewhere completely. Thunderous applause erupted as I stepped away confidently. Making my way through the crowd, I graciously accepted handshakes and heartfelt congratulations from genuinely impressed guests. Marcus intercepted my path before I reached Emma's table. "Sophia," he said, voice controlled but noticeably tense. "That was quite illuminating. I had absolutely no idea you were connected to Phoenix Systems." I met his gaze steadily, unflinchingly. Yes, that became painfully apparent to everyone present. "We should definitely discuss our acquisition offer. Perhaps I could arrange a proper meeting next week." "Mr. Blackwell," I interrupted calmly, "today celebrates Emma and James exclusively. However, I should mention that we've decided definitively not to sell Phoenix Systems." His eyes narrowed dangerously. "Every company has a price point, Miss Chen." "That's where you're fundamentally mistaken," I replied coolly. "Some things aren't for sale at any price. My company makes strategic decisions based on partnerships built on mutual respect and shared values. Something you might consider in your future business endeavors." I extended my hand professionally. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to dance with my sister." I left him standing frozen, his expression calculating furiously as I walked away confidently. The next morning, Marcus's latest acquisition offer was formally withdrawn without explanation. 3 weeks later, a completely different message arrived. Not an aggressive offer, but a respectful invitation to discuss genuine partnership opportunities, addressed properly to both Derek and me. I didn't respond immediately. Some lessons require time to settle properly. When Emma and James returned from their Italian honeymoon, glowing with happiness, I mentioned Marcus's dramatic change in approach. Emma laughed knowingly. "James said his father hasn't stopped talking about you. Apparently, you're exactly the kind of strategic thinker he respects now." I smiled at the beautiful irony. Funny how visibility works when properly timed. "You could have revealed your identity from the beginning," she pointed out wisely. "I could have," I agreed, "but then he wouldn't have shown me his true character first." That evening, I finally drafted a measured response to Marcus's partnership proposal. Not an acceptance, but a genuine opening, a chance for him to prove he'd learned something valuable about respect and humility. Because in business, as in life, respect isn't something you command once people discover your worth. It's something you offer before you know theirs. Some people need to learn that lesson the hard way. 6 months later, our companies began a collaborative project built on clearly defined boundaries and mutual respect. Marcus now makes a deliberate point of introducing me properly at industry events. It's not friendship, but it represents genuine progress. Sometimes the most powerful revenge isn't destroying someone who underestimated you completely. It's simply revealing yourself at precisely the perfect moment, then watching as they recalculate everything they thought they knew about power, worth, and respect.